teaching animal nutrition for 5 years, and having completed my PhD in animal nutrition, I understood the importance of the TCA cycle. It's not something that we just teach because we want to keep our students busy. It's important for animal nutrition. It's why we can live and why our animals can live and move and do what they do, is harvesting that energy. So I knew it was important, and so at first I required my students to memorize it. I was like, you need to know this, so memorize it. We went to a session where they talked about that memorization is about the least effective way of learning something. I was like, okay, maybe I need to reconsider requiring my students to memorize the TCA cycle. And I thought, so what can I do instead? Because I want them to know the TCA cycle and the glycolysis pathway, but how are we going to accomplish this? And so I thought, well, I'll have them do a project and demonstrate the TCA cycle. So the assignment is to visually demonstrate the glycolysis pathway in the TCA cycle. And a lot of students struggle with that. They're like, what? What do you want? And I'm like, I'm being vague on purpose.
I think it really helps people think about it differently, and also at the same time very analytically as well. Being able to communicate something a little bit differently than how it's originally or traditionally presented to you, I think shows great critical thinking, which at Del Val we're pushing all the time, because we're not just looking for hands-on experience, but meaningful hands-on experiences.
Instead of sitting down and just solely memorizing each step, it was more fun. And I think when it's more fun, it's a lot easier to memorize. And I think from the process of repeating and practicing the song over and over again, we actually did end up memorizing it. So it's a good tool.
It helps you get out of your comfort zone a little bit so that you have a few more people with you, and doing the song was not in my comfort zone.
They were tripped up by the word visual in the assignment. I said to visually demonstrate the TCA cycle. When I told them my idea, I said, forget visual, just do what you want to do. And so now I've learned that my assignment's too specific. I need to take out the word visual and just say, demonstrate the TCA cycle. And I'm sure next semester I'll get students that are bamboozled by that and don't know what to do. But, you know, some of them will figure it out, and those ones will have a great learning experience. Nutrition is a lot of math, and so a lot of my course still is doing calculations, and that some students do really well at that, and some students don't. So the students that aren't the mathematicians in my class, and some of the students that learn different ways, I think can really benefit from having a different approach to learning. I think that allows students to be creative and to create something. Creation is one of the highest ways of learning.
I hate being the typical poster person. Like, I like stepping out of the box and doing something different.
There's not only to make science a little more fun, but also to have it a little more memorable.
Most students would have dumped that information about a week later out of their brain and wouldn't be able to remember anything about it.
Well, I think the reason that Dr. Richards does this year after year is that he doesn't just see a group of scientists in his classroom, he sees a group of creative minds.
And every year I get some great projects that just really make me smile and entertain me.